it was just kind of like your mama, like, you know, like the back and forth childish thing that you used to do when you were younger.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so my question for you today is, when did you realize that you were black?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, I grew up in New Brunswick, so probably when I was in elementary school and realizing that my hair was different, because I've never had like a perm or anything, like my hair has always been natural. So I realized that like my curl patterns were different, the texture, the thickness of my hair was different. So probably in elementary school I realized that I was black, and not just off the fact that I'm dark skinned, but like, you know, other attributes like my hair and things of that nature.
Got you. Now, has anyone ever tried to put you in a box?
Oh yeah.
And like what example?
I would say so. I believe it came from people not being educated and being open to what other races go through outside of their own. For example, like I said, I grew up around a lot of Latinx individuals in New Brunswick. So I noticed, like, you know, certain Dominican individuals, they didn't want to recognize the fact that they share an island with Haiti, and a lot of them come from African descent. So things of that nature, I realized that some people definitely, as much as they can, they will try to separate themselves from everyone else and take pride in only a small part of which they are, instead of appreciating everything that they embody. So I really think like that. I've never physically had someone, I want to say, degrade me for maybe because my dark skin. I've had a couple people in like elementary, you know, boys that were like annoying, but they were also African American or black. We consider black Americans. So it was just kind of like your mama, like, you know, like the back and forth childish thing that you used to do when you were younger. Other than that, I've pretty much, it took me time to embrace my hair. I always loved my skin tone. The only time I think I had a problem was one time I went to visit Atlanta with my family, and I had got the illest tan, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so dark. And I loved my skin tone in the winter because I always had my lightest. You know, things like that you battle with growing up, and then you just get to the point where I appreciate my hair, I appreciate my texture, I appreciate how I look. I love being a dark-skinned woman. Wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. And yeah, hope that answered your question.
Well, now you said you elaborated on, you know, accepting and embracing certain aspects about yourself, but in this particular era of time, like, what do you love most about being a black woman?
I love the unity. Like right now, for example, the way we can come together, and it's just love. Like, of course, there's some women in here who I have been familiar with, and some who I'm just now being able to have an intimate setting with. So it's the unity, it's the love, it's the fact that we can actually come into a place like this and appreciate one another, compliment one another, vibe to the same music, break bread with each other, network with each other. I love the unity, I love the appreciation, because we all may share similar struggles and capitalize off of them and build off of them and learn off of them. And it just makes you be more appreciative of who you are, and it allows you to see other people for who they are.
And what do you have to say to the young black girls who don't feel as confident as you are, who have not learned to love themselves yet?
I would say keep going. Keep going. Keep loving yourself. Admire what you are. Admire, even though your mom may not always be right. Sometimes she may be wrong. Admire her. Love her just as hard. If you have a sister, love your sister just as hard. Love your aunts. Love your cousins. Because just like we needed, they needed to. And sometimes you really have to give love to get it back, right? Sometimes when we question things like, why is this me? Well, think about you first, right? We always have to look at the accountability side of things. So if you're loving yourself, you're wholest, and you know you're trying your hardest right now, give yourself credit for doing that. You know, give yourself credit on your journey, because again, it's your journey, it's your process, no one else. And I had a hard time doing that myself. I'm very hard on myself. I had a hard time giving credit where it was due for me, and had no problem appreciating everybody else. So do that on your journey, and I promise you'll blossom. You'll blossom. You'll see the women around you blossom, and you'll just look at life in itself differently as a whole.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Thank you.
All right.